we'll see how he goes the rest of this week. Klay did some stuff, but not full participation. So they're all kind of day to day. Steph more so. I think Steph is closer to playing than KD and Klay.
KD already did go through practice.
He did go through practice. It was non-contact. So we're going to be cautious with all of them. I don't expect KD to play this week, but it's really, like I said, this is not it's not like a timetable 2 to 3 days. It's just sort of a feel thing. It's symptomatic.
How'd Steph look overall?
Good. Steph looks great. He's chomping at the bit. We'll see how he responds the next couple of days before we decide whether he plays or not.
Were there things where he was able to test it out in terms of like cutting or anything like that?
Yeah, non-contact.
How much is clear for contact?
Excuse me?
Steph's clear for contact. You just wanted, was it just a non-contact?
He was cleared for everything. Okay. So we just didn't. We purposely didn't scrimmage or have any time.
How much does not having Steph kind of remind you how impactful he is, whether he's scoring or just
I don't need the reminder. We know how impactful Steph is, what he does for our team, what he does for our franchise. So I prefer not to be reminded of how much he means to us.
Coach, is there any concern if you got 11 games now? Like, can you get the rhythm in that short amount of time?
Yeah, we've been together. This iteration of this team, this is 2 full years. Obviously, some of the other guys 5-6 years. Steph, Klay, Draymond, Andre. I guess 4 years for them, but it's not a concern of mine that we're not going to be able to find the rhythm. I'm very comfortable with that.
Steve, throughout this whole process, seeing what Quinn's done, what Draymond has done, what does that show you? Just like heading into the playoffs?
Well, first thing it's a reminder of is that everybody in this league can play. Sometimes it's just opportunity. And it doesn't surprise me at all what Quinn's doing. I mean, we watched him in the G League all year, lighting it up. We watched him practice here. He's one of our best shooters. And all of a sudden he's playing 40 minutes. This is what he can do. So it's great to have this kind of depth. And our young guys are developing, and we're really pleased with them.
We talked to you maybe a couple weeks ago about playoff prep, and it just still seemed too far off.
Playoff prep?
Yeah. Now, I mean, you're getting to the point where 11 games left or so, it's somewhat starting to sort itself out. Have you started to look at potential teams and matchups and schools?
It's still impossible. We're still looking at probably 6 teams. I mean, anymore, a lot can still happen. And so I'm not really looking at any one matchup. What I'm looking at is continuing to work on the things that we know are going to be important for us, for our team. Boxing out, not giving up second chance opportunities, not reaching, all the things that could apply to multiple teams. Those are things we're working on every day.
What's the longest you guys can hold out on sending scouts out to look at potential matchups?
What's the longest we can
you could hold out?
Last day of the season.
Yeah, you think you guys could?
I mean, it happened to us 3 years ago. We didn't know who we were going to play in the first round until the very final day. We found out it was New Orleans. If they had lost their last game, they wouldn't have made it. They would have played somebody else. So this is just part of it. It happens.
Are you spreading out scouts to at least monitor? I mean, like maybe giving one of your coaches, hey, watch them film.
Well, they already have their individual teams, and so they already do that. And then we have our advanced scout who's out there looking at teams that we're playing against coming up. And we'll assign him to, as we get down in the final week or so, we might, if we can narrow it down, we'll send him out to look at those potential matchups. But who knows?
Who scouts Houston?
DeMarco, I think?
And will that stay the same?
Yeah, it always stays the same. But then we obviously, we don't leave that guy alone. In the regular season, that guy's kind of on his own because everybody's prepping for other teams, and it becomes a group effort with that guy being the lead appointment.
Steve, do you feel things tightening up around here? Just like the guys starting to lock in more? Even your all-stars, even though they're hurt and injured, just like starting to focus a little more?
I think so. I think you feel it when the playoffs are approaching, especially when you get down to where we are now, last 10, 11 games. Starts to feel a little bit different. So I sense that for sure.
Steve, even though all these potential first-round matchups present their own different challenges by the opponent, does the travel component affect your outlook on any preference, just knowing that, hey, Minnesota, New Orleans, for example, as opposed to Pacific?
I would prefer all Pacific time zone matchups, but I don't think that's going to happen. The league made that clear when they moved away from Vancouver and Seattle that we were going to eliminate most of the Pacific time zones. It's just my little jab at the league right now because I love those two cities. But no, you can't control any of this stuff. I think my first year here, every single matchup was in the Central time zone during the West. I think we went to New Orleans, Memphis, Houston, finished off in Cleveland. So I believe we actually set a record, dubious distinction of most miles traveled during a playoff run.
Are you amazed at the schedules advanced scouts keep? Baseball is going away from advanced scouting to more computer programs. They're actually not doing it as much. I mean, that's a tough life.
It's a tough job. Yeah. I wouldn't want it. I don't want that job.
But how much do you still rely on?
We rely heavily. Scott Vaughn is our advanced scout. He lives in Dallas and travels all over the place, and he does an amazing job. But he's getting a lot of Marriott points. I can tell you that. It's not easy.
Pat had his first game against San Antonio.
Excuse me?
Patrick had his first game against San Antonio.
Yeah.
What did you think of how he's involved in that game?
I thought he looked great. He was athletic. He was fast. He was decisive. I know his shot didn't go in, but that's generally to be expected. First game back, you're trying to find your rhythm, but that's the guy we want to see attacking, moving and cutting, adding that element of speed to the game. We like that.
I think back to the mistake, he said he was thinking too much. Do you think he was more doing than overthinking the situation?
Yeah, I thought he played well.
Barring something crazy, you guys are probably locked in for the number 2 seed. Do you think there's some positives to that, and that players don't have to worry too much about seeding? They can just focus on being right, getting where they want to be in the pool?
No, I don't think it makes any difference one way or the other. You just play and you prepare. And, I mean, the one thing that can factor in is, if you need to rest guys the last few games, if you're already clear where you're seated, you can do that. You can monitor minutes a little bit. That's the advantage. But mentally, they're still preparing themselves.
Do you expect to do that more than you otherwise would if you were?
Probably less so, given our injury situation. They're getting plenty of rest right now, our main guys. So we'll see how it goes down the stretch. But we're going to need some rhythm playing together.
Before the All-Star break, you talked about this period being a time where you could ramp up for the playoffs. The injuries have sort of not letting you do that. How have you changed your thinking, and is it positive at all that you could get some extra rest? Is that how you think about it?
I just we try to get what we need. We try to work on days when we need work, rest when we need rest, and try to pace ourselves so that we're in the best possible shape going into the playoffs.
Quinn has such a kind of a delightful personality. Before he's been around a little more lately.
I didn't know him until training camp, and immediately I liked him. I talked to Coach K about him when we signed him, and Coach K raved about what he does for a team, what he does for the fabric and the makeup of the team. We all love him. He's a wonderful teammate. He's not only a hell of a player, but he gets it. He's a worker. He brings this great life and intelligence to the group. It's a big part of what we're doing.
He goes around Oracle and introduces himself. I mean,
he's an unbelievable kid. He really is. He really is. And, he's just got that character and that background that you just look for. Can you find a guy who just gets it? He gets it.
His last few games, he has really you've seen him ramp up his aggression, his assertiveness. Is that just part of his personality, or is that becoming more comfortable with his role and knowing that he's got to be kind of a guy that's going to be
more comfortable? I think it was perfectly normal for him first couple of games without Steph to defer, and we kept telling him, go get 20, go get 25. We need that. You look at our roster without the guys we have. He should be our leading scorer. That's what he does. And so I think he got comfortable after a few games, and now he's just playing. It's fun to see.
KD, you said he did non-contact. So is he cleared for contact?
KD?
Yeah, I know it's a rib thing.
I don't even know what that means.
If you went out and scrimmaged today, could you?
No, I wouldn't scrimmage yet. Thank you.
Thanks for the help.